The next Antweight we have coming up will be Dennis with Metroid against Jonathan's Pushy Wushy. Looks like Jonathan has changed the weapon that he has on the front of his. Normally he has a wide titanium wedge on there, but at the moment he has a bunch of spikes of some material. I'm not exactly sure what they are. Rounded spikes, which undoubtedly are going to try to get between and under the spinning teeth on the front of the drum of Metroid. Hopefully that'll work well against him. The same toothed wedge that he has there is also hinged to try and keep them on the ground, and it looks like it's got quite an angle that it can fly through, which will be useful in case it does catch on the drum of Metroid. Metroid, also a vertical drum spinner, a very effective weapon, and it looks like he's got a little wedge thing on the front of this one here to try and drive his opponent up into the weapon. This is a very hardy bot. It's small but compact, quite dense, and very maneuverable. There's quite a bit of magnet downforce in there, giving him lots of traction. He's able to move and control it very well and get around his opponents, and that's a big part of what makes him such a deadly weapon. Both of the drivers are ready. We will start in 3, 2, 1, fight. And you can hear Metroid coming up to speed instantly there, running into the side of Pushy Wushy, trying to hit those exposed tires as best as he can. Hitting hard off of one of the spiked teeth on the front of Pushy Wushy, who is getting underneath and able to pin Metroid in the corner, at least for a moment. Thankfully, Metroid, because of those little wedge fingers on the front, even if Pushy is pushing him into the wall, it's not able to stall his weapon, which is a common tactic that's used against these drum spinners. But because of those little wedges, it keeps him away from the wall enough that he doesn't lose energy. Again, bouncing off of the forks on the front of Pushy Wushy, knocking him around a bit, but not entirely flipping him over. A good catch there, tossing him into the wall, and it looks like some of the spikes might already be getting bent up a little bit. Metroid getting flipped over by the red hazard, but back again, a hard hit on the back of Pushy Wushy, taking a chunk out of the rear armor. Starting to come apart now as Metroid is ramming into him repeatedly, trying to hit him as much as he can. I think with both push-outs closed, it looks like Pushy Wushy's goal is to hopefully just let Metroid break himself, but this is a hardy bot that rarely comes apart. Oh, geez, Pushy Wushy almost ramping him over one of the side walls. Perhaps that's what he's hoping to do. Looks like he's done well at it so far, but he is losing his front right wheel. Pushy Wushy's wheel's taking some damage from that spinning drum on the front of Metroid. A minute 45 still to go in the fight. Pushy Wushy running in again and bumping Metroid off of that weapon. And another good hit from Metroid on the side of Pushy Wushy. Pushy Wushy holding him against the side wall and pinning him there. He's got 10 seconds to hold him, something that he'll do as a strategic move to try and score points with the judges, because if it does go to a judge's decision, it'll be important to show control throughout the fight. But that wedge on the front of Pushy Wushy does look like it's starting to take a beating from the drum, and another good hard hit on the side from Metroid. Metroid again into the wheels, more foam coming off. Ramping up hard over top of the fingers on the front of Pushy Wushy, who's ramping him again and almost gets him over the sidewall. Great driving. He's able to push him into the low side of the wall. Unfortunately, just can't quite ramp him all the way up. Metroid upside down, not quite as effective in this position, using the red hazard to put himself back on his wheels. Pushy Wushy having a bit of trouble getting around the red hazard, unfortunately. It's a fairly wide wedge on the front of Pushy Wushy, and it looks like those forks are starting to come loose inside of the wedge. Not sure if that's going to be a problem for him or not, but so far it seems to be holding up well. With 38 seconds still to go, this is a long fight to be going against Metroid. Pushy Wushy holding up very well against the hits that it's been receiving again and again, and now getting into a bit of a pushing match, and surprisingly Metroid holding up very well in such a match, but he does have a lot of magnet downforce to help him out with that as Pushy flips him over in the red corner, and Metroid righting himself again. You can see foam flying around everywhere, bouncing off of the wedge, and oh geez, almost goes over the side. Metroid getting another hard hit. Just 13 seconds left in the match. Metroid hoping to get one big hit against him, but doesn't want to ramp over him towards the wall. Running out of time, 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and time is up. Congratulations to both drivers, Dennis and Jonathan. Going 3 minutes against Metroid is an accomplishment in itself. And holy heck, did it ever hold up against all of those hits. Not a whole ton of damage on Pushy Wushy. There's definitely something visible on there, but everything's still operating, and end up turning into quite a pushing match back and forth as each one vied to try and throw the other one over the edge wall. This is going to go to a judge's decision now. We've got 3 judges, and they'll be judging this on 3 categories. damage, aggression, and control shown throughout the match. And this is why you saw a couple of times there that Jonathan's Pushy Wushy would pin Dennis's Metroid up against the wall there, is to try and demonstrate that control. The aggression comes down to going after your opponent again and again. You don't want to run away and turtle. That's not helpful in a match. And damage, as you can imagine, if pieces are coming off, that is damage. So we'll just give our judges a minute here to try and decide. It's going to be a difficult one, I don't doubt. Neither competitor ever wants it to come down to a judge's decision because you never know what's going to happen. If you manage to go that long, that means that clearly things were going well for both of you.
I should have had some of those push-ups. Yeah, I was thinking. You could have.
I can hear the frustration from one of the judges already, trying to decide exactly what he wants to do out of that one. Sometimes it comes down to 1 point on the score sheet, and you'd hate to choose that point for the wrong side.
Yeah, because that's what was. I'm hoping you hit there. You found some of the Kevlar. It was a split decision for Metroid.
So it's a split decision, but the judges have decided the win will go to Dennis with Metroid. Congratulations. That was a really close fight. Hard one to judge, no doubt. Travis going arg behind me here. Difficult one to decide.